We're on Stefanski getting fired watch, and that watch is getting hotter by the minute. And we're also on Shedeur Sanders watch, and we had a game today. We had a game against the Jets that on paper going in should have been a dub, and it wasn't. The Hawaiian Leprechaun threw some balls into the dirt. Stefanski can't get his boys corralled, and he also delivered us a message.
What in the world just went down in Cleveland? Kevin Stefanski straight up told team owner Jimmy Haslam, nope, not happening, and refused to let Shedeur Sanders touch the field against the Jets. The whole locker room's heating up, fans are losing their minds, and this mess is spiraling into pure chaos. The Browns aren't just playing football anymore, they're starring in their own live soap opera called Days of Our Quarterbacks. Was this a bold power move or the dumbest coaching decision of his career? Because the way things are looking, Stefanski might have just turned a simple Sunday game into a full-blown headline circus. Everyone's asking the same thing. Is he trying to prove a point or just trying not to lose control of his team? Something seriously strange went down in Cleveland tonight, the kind of drama that makes you stop mid-scroll and double-check if you're reading that right. Kevin Stefanski, the man famous for robotic answers like, "We'll evaluate the tape."
This game, red zone. You're killing me. My God. 17 of 32, 167, 2 touchdowns. For Dylan Gabriel, you got defeated by a 6 for 11. 54 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Justin Fields, how in the hell does that possibly even happen? I mean, I don't know who you bench first. Dylan Gabriel or Kevin Stefanski? I got to tell you, it's weird because both these teams are straight.
Suddenly decided to play tough guy and told Jimmy Haslam no. Yup, he really did that. He flat out refused to play Shedeur Sanders, the quarterback everyone's been begging to see. And instead, in a move that's got fans pulling their hair out, he sent Dylan Gabriel out there again. Like, seriously? Cleveland's apparently stuck in a never-ending rerun of bad quarterback play, the remix. The crowd's booing, the players are tense, and the headlines are already writing themselves. This isn't strategy anymore, it's straight-up drama with shoulder pads. At this point, it's not even football anymore. It's performance art in shoulder pads. Every single drive feels like some kind of poetic metaphor for frustration and wasted potential. The fans are booing like it's an opera, the defense is giving side-eye that could cut glass, and Stefanski's just standing there on the sideline with that calm, everything's fine face, while his offense moves slower than dial-up internet from 2002. You can feel it in the air, that unique brand of Cleveland chaos that always starts with disappointment and then slowly transforms into a full-blown, citywide identity crisis. It's like everyone's watching the same car crash in slow motion, hoping for a miracle that never comes.
If you're Stefanski, you are very upset at that development because Shedeur is essentially, he could be his get-out-of-jail-free card when it's all said and done.
Oh, I don't even think Kevin thinks like that. I think Kevin would rather get fired than play Shedeur at this point. That's the way it feels. I'm not saying that's definitively what it is, but I'm not doing charity work here. I'm not doing charity work for Shedeur Sanders, and by the way, he doesn't need it, and I'm sure as hell not doing it for the Jets. Make me a real offer. And so for Shedeur, okay, a third and a future fourth, or 2/3, all right.
And it all kicked off the moment Shedeur Sanders made his big return to practice. The man looked electric, throwing darts, moving smooth, smiling like he never missed a beat. He had that energy, that spark that made the whole field come alive again. Cameras were snapping, teammates were laughing, and even the grass looked greener, like Cleveland football finally had a heartbeat again. But then there's Stefanski, acting blind to it all, pretending like Shedeur just casually teleported into practice out of nowhere, and he's got no idea why the fans are going wild. Watching him ignore that talent was like watching someone scroll right past a winning lottery ticket. The city that survived heartbreak rebuilds, and next year promises finally hit its breaking point. And you could feel the patience snap like a cold winter branch under too much pressure. And honestly, who can even blame the fans anymore?
This is actually a fireable loss for Kevin Stefanski. I do. The way it played out, I'm just like, you know what? At this point, fire Stefanski, put Jim Schwartz, a guy that's been a coach, as the interim. We know he can coach up defense, generally speaking. And start Shedeur Sanders. That's where I'm at. I feel like all roads, unfortunately for Browns fans, is heading towards.
Dylan Gabriel's stat line looked like somebody accidentally rolled their elbow across the keyboard. Passes were sailing off into the clouds. His timing was off by entire beats, and his pocket awareness completely vanished. Meanwhile, there's Shedeur Sanders just standing on the sideline, helmet in hand, calm and confident, looking every bit like the answer Cleveland's too stubborn to acknowledge. The irony is wild. This city's been begging for a quarterback who brings life, rhythm, and swagger. And now that they finally have one, the coach treats him like a ghost that everyone pretends not to see. You couldn't script it better if you tried. The guy who's supposed to fix the offense is refusing to use the one player who could actually do it. It's not strategy anymore. It's starting to look like a slow-motion breakup between the city and its head coach. And fans, they're completely over it. Nobody's buying the trust the process act anymore, especially when that so-called process has been stuck in beta mode since 1999. Every Sunday feels like deja vu. The defense grinds out a few solid stops, the crowd dares to hope, and then Gabriel launches another overthrow so wild it might as well land in another zip code. The boos get louder every week, echoing through the stadium like thunder, but Stefanski just stands there, face frozen, pretending none of it's happening. Some fans swear he's doing it on purpose, that maybe deep down he's daring Jimmy Haslam to pull the trigger and fire him. Because really, how else do you explain willingly sending Gabriel back out there against the Jets again while Shedeur's on the sidelines tossing perfect spirals during warm-ups, grinning with that quiet confidence that screams, "I'm ready"?
You mess with G. Bush now or you mess with me later. The referendum this whole season, y'all been running around talking about who ready and who not ready. Is he ready? Can he play? Is he ready? Kevin Stefanski ain't been ready. Your offensive staff, your special teams ain't been ready. And you weren't ready again after 2 weeks against the worst team I've ever seen. The Jets are trash. They are super trash.
You realize the Browns lost the game.
The tension's boiling, and it feels like Cleveland's about to explode. Stefanski's acting like even saying Shedeur's name out loud might curse him. If denial was a coaching strategy, Cleveland would be undefeated right now. You can see the tension boiling. Haslam wants the kid on the field. The fans are chanting for him, and half that locker room is probably whispering the same thing. But Stefanski, he's standing his ground like a man trying to win a philosophical debate instead of a football game. "We'll stick with Gabriel," he keeps saying, like if he repeats it enough times, it'll magically start making sense. Bless his heart, he's not making it any easier either. Every drive looks like a TikTok challenge called Guess Where the Ball's Going. The Jets' secondary was out there catching cleaner passes than Cleveland's actual receivers. Even the announcers sounded like they were trying to make peace with reality, because let's be honest, no sane person can watch what Gabriel was doing out there and think, yep, that's the guy to lead us forward. It's like watching a chef burn toast 3 times in a row and still blame the bread. Shedeur Sanders is the spark this city's been starving for. Energy, charisma, confidence, everything Cleveland's offense has been missing for years.
If he is the miracle salve to save the Jets, you come with a 5th-round offer, you're going to get laughed out of the NFL.
Well, and that's what Evan needs to hear. Evan Roberts, the guy in the clip, that's what he needs to hear. A 5th-round pick isn't going to be anywhere close to getting it done. It just makes no sense for the Browns. Why would the Browns do that? We're not everyone's minor league farm system.
We're not the Montreal Expos.
That's not what we're doing. We're not your feeder system where you can just pick apart the pieces you like and then we'll make you just a little bit better. It's frustrating. The 5th-round pick in return was the frustrating part for myself. Now, why is it you think that Stefanski would rather be fired than play Shedeur?
Because of the entire...
But instead of riding that wave, Stefanski's acting like confidence is a contagious disease. He's managing this team like he's allergic to excitement, allergic to change, allergic to winning. And get this, there's a rumor going around that Stefanski won't even say Shedeur's name in team meetings anymore. He allegedly calls him the rookie or the backup, like he's trying to erase him from existence. It's almost cartoon level ridiculous, like if Voldemort decided to coach football. Maybe Stefanski thinks that if he ignores Shedeur long enough, the media will eventually move on. Spoiler alert, they won't. The Cleveland media lives for chaos, and this right here, this is their Super Bowl. And then you've got the conspiracy crowd, the whispers floating around Cleveland like smoke after a bad play. Some folks swear Stefanski's terrified of what might happen if Shedeur actually succeeds. They're saying letting Shedeur shine would mean bringing the whole Sanders empire right into Cleveland, and that thought apparently keeps him up at night. Others say it's pure ego. He just can't handle the idea that a fifth-round pick might be the one to save his job. Whatever the reason, the optics are ugly. Even the players can feel it. You can see it written all over their faces, that awkward mix of disbelief and frustration.
My fist on the table for Shedeur outright, because I don't know that the Ravens game's the one I really want to see him, but like, I'm going to feel like I know what Dylan Gabriel is. Like, if you can't look good this week, you can't look good, period.
Yeah, I feel like I can't even answer this question because I'm already out on Dylan Gabriel. I feel like Shedeur Sanders should be starting today. I feel like this is a massive missed opportunity to not start Shedeur Sanders, matter of fact, because you had the extended bye week. You had time to prep Shedeur Sanders to play in this game.
It's in the way they glance toward the sideline mid-game, like they're silently asking, are we seriously doing this again? That's not tension anymore. That's a team losing faith in its leader. And every time Stefanski mumbles, we'll stay the course, we believe in the process, it sounds less like confidence and more like code for, I have no idea what's going on, but please stop asking. The sad thing? This could have been his redemption arc. The setup was perfect. Shedeur Sanders returning from the sidelines, stepping in against a weak Jets defense, lighting up the field and turning the whole season around. It was right there. The story practically wrote itself. But instead, we got Dylan Gabriel versus the inevitable collapse, a matchup nobody asked for and everybody saw coming. By halftime, the only real suspense was whether the Browns could manage a punt before the clock ran out. And by the fourth quarter, fans weren't even booing anymore.
You guys, losing this game and kind of now being behind the eight ball. I mean, do you stick with Dylan Gabriel after this game, or do you think about making a change?
Yeah, we're going to stick with Dylan. Obviously, this is a young players that you're always trying to get one game better and those type of things. But we have to play better as an offense. We have to coach better.
Easy throws. Like I told y'all, he's missing easy throws. Oh my fuck goodness. You giving him what he wants and he's missing the easy throws. He's not
They were laughing. That's when you know it's bad. When disappointment turns into comedy and the city that bleeds orange and brown starts laughing just to keep from crying. That's when you really know it's bad. When the pain gets so deep it turns into stand-up comedy. You could practically hear the collective sigh rolling off Lake Erie like a wave of exhaustion. Everyone in Cleveland knows exactly what's coming next. The headlines, the wild speculation, the endless cycle this city's been stuck in for years. It's like deja vu wrapped in heartbreak. And the craziest part, Shedeur doesn't even have to do anything to steal the spotlight. His energy alone changes everything. The man just walks onto the field and the whole vibe shifts. That calm confidence, that pinpoint accuracy, that natural swagger the city's been begging for. Cleveland finally has a quarterback with charisma, poise, and precision. And somehow, the staff's acting like he's invisible.
The offense is not Dylan Gabriel. Let's be clear. Half of the stuff that you see is the architect's problem. That's Kevin Stefanski. Why you think I'm not killing Tommy Rees? The architect, the person who drew this stuff up, who we can't just create a new offense in the middle of the season, that's another reason he should be fired. And the fact that you handed this off and you the one constructed it is another fireable offense because you did it 2 years in a row. So yeah, is Shedeur gonna have to try to make some plays? Sure. But at the end of the day,
you couldn't script a crazier plot twist if you tried. Even the NFL memes account probably had to take a water break just to keep up with this level of absurdity. Meanwhile, up in the owner's box, you gotta imagine Jimmy Haslam sitting there wondering how much more of this circus he can take. The man literally says, play the kid, and Stefanski treats it like a casual suggestion from Yelp. Like, thanks for the feedback, boss. That's not bold coaching, that's career suicide happening live on national TV. There's stubborn, and then there's I'm building my own downfall stubborn. And yet Stefanski seems fully committed to the bit. It's like he's determined to prove that if he's going down, he's dragging common sense right down with him. You can almost hear his inner monologue. If I ignore Shedeur long enough, maybe he'll disappear. Maybe fans will forget, but they won't. Cleveland fans never forget. They remember every missed throw, every wasted season, every coach who thought he was smarter than the city, and they're not letting this one slide. Cleveland fans have decades of receipts, and trust me, they're not afraid to pull them out and start reading line by line. What's wild is how fast this whole thing flipped from a football story to a full-blown soap opera. Every press conference sounds like a breakup talk. We just need time. It's not you, it's the process. Please. Every practice clip feels like foreshadowing from a Netflix drama, and the offense? Totally lost. The locker room's restless.
Back tightness, and he missed a practice earlier in the week, and ultimately he still will be the backup quarterback today. But everything about this lined up perfectly, from the changing of the play caller with the bye week to it's the Jets that just traded away Quinnen Williams and Sauce Gardner. Like it was the perfect opportunity to play Shedeur, and they ignored it. And I guess get why they did, because they feel like they've got 9 more of these just to hit across the
Tension's thick enough to choke on, and the only person who looks calm is the one guy not even playing, Shedeur Sanders, standing there like he already knows how this script ends. And if you think this tension stops here, oh no, it's just getting started. The worse Gabriel plays, the louder the chants grow. You can hear it echo through the stadium. Play Shedeur! Like a battle cry shaking the stands. Every bad throw puts another crack in Stefanski's armor, and the more he resists, the more it feels personal. At this point, it's not even about football talent anymore. It's pure pride. Stefanski's out here trying to prove a point nobody asked for, and it's starting to look like he's fighting ghosts instead of fixing problems. It's like watching someone insist VHS tapes are better than streaming. You almost respect the loyalty, but man, it's completely insane. Still, there's something weirdly poetic about it. Cleveland's always been the city of almost. Almost wins, almost stars, almost comebacks. Maybe that's why Shedeur feels so out of place here. He's not built for almost. He's built for moments.
Crashing. Let's actually watch some of these throws, y'all. I gotta talk about some of these throws with y'all, man. This shit was disgusting, y'all. These throws was disgusting. Bro, I'm sorry I'm giving y'all this angle, because this angle don't even do it justice, y'all. He made this 20-yard throw look like it was a fucking 60-yarder, y'all. Meaning he put so much into this throw, y'all. And Jerry Jeudy had to come back for it. Man, I wish I had a different angle, y'all. Bruh, this throw was crazy to me, y'all. I don't know how he got it off. I don't.
By the end of that miserable Jets game, you could feel it. The crowd knew, the team knew, and deep down, even Stefanski knew, the storm was coming. You can feel the shift in the air, the frustration, the tension, that electric sense that something big is about to snap. The fans know it, the players feel it, and deep down, even Stefanski feels that clock ticking louder with every drive that falls flat. You can only ignore a spark for so long before it turns into a full-on fire. And Shedeur's time? It's coming whether the coach likes it or not. You can see it in the sideline cameras, in every quiet locker room whisper, in every tweet from fans screaming for change. The Browns can't keep pretending he's not the future, not when the present looks this broken. Cleveland's chaos has always had a sense of humor, and this might be its biggest punchline yet. The team that's been searching for a real quarterback for 2 decades finally has one sitting right there on the sideline.
Hold on. Oh my God, let's watch that again. Watch this. Dillon Gabriel, an NFL quarterback, just did. What are we talking about? I swear to you, if Shedeur Sanders doesn't come out in the second half of this football game, yeah, my guy right there, it's time. That was the crazy. That dude's an NFL quarterback. I might just jump ship. I might go all in on Bills Mafia. If Shedeur doesn't play today, it's Bills Mafia. I'm going to jump through a table and just make...
And the coach refuses to play him. It's tragic, it's absurd, and honestly, it's peak Browns. Comedy and heartbreak all rolled into one. But one thing's for sure. The longer Stefanski digs in his heels, the uglier it's going to get. Because eventually, Even he won't be able to deny what the rest of the world already sees. Shedeur Sanders isn't just the backup. He's the heartbeat this team's been missing. The rhythm, the spark, the confidence that Cleveland's been starving for. The moment he finally steps on that field, it's not just going to be a football game, it's going to be a statement, a declaration that Cleveland's done settling for average, done waiting for permission to believe again. Until then, we're trapped in the strangest chapter of Browns history. A coach trying to out-stubborn destiny, an owner running out of patience, and a quarterback waiting like a superhero stuck in pregame limbo. Cleveland football has always been dramatic, but this is straight up Shakespeare and shoulder pads. Stefanski can act blind all he wants, but everyone else already sees it clear as day. The fans, the media, the locker room, they've all seen the future, and it's wearing number 14, standing on the sideline like a storm waiting to hit. The only question left is how many losses it'll take before Stefanski finally realizes the truth, that the one thing he's been avoiding might be the only thing that can actually save him, because at this point, it doesn't look like strategy anymore. It looks like a man doing everything in his power to get fired.
Lose this game. Will it all come crumbling down? Will this be the last straw that breaks the camel's back and have some of the veterans quit on Cleveland if they can't beat the lowly
Jets? I think you ask that every week. Yeah, that's
you know what?
Part of the, yeah.
We're going to keep asking if they keep losing. And the coach does not have any long-term security. But let's start with the quarterback, guys. Coming off a bye week, 2 full weeks to prepare. In theory, this should be the best version of Dillon Gabriel we've seen yet. But G. Bush, do you believe it will be? Or am I talking myself into results that probably will not?
And if he keeps this up, well, mission accomplished. The fans are about to lose their minds. The cameras will swarm like it's breaking news, and Stefanski might finally remember what it feels like to smile again. Because the second Shedeur Sanders steps on that field, it's over. The crowd will explode like they've been waiting their whole lives for this moment, and suddenly that lifeless offense will come alive with energy, swagger, and purpose. The same fans who were booing last week will be hugging strangers, crying, screaming, losing their voices. Cleveland will feel hope again, that dangerous, beautiful emotion they swore they'd buried years ago. And when that spark finally ignites, the whole NFL better take cover. Because once Shedeur gets unleashed, Cleveland's chaos won't be tragedy anymore. It'll be pure entertainment. No more suffering, just fireworks, redemption, and a city reborn under those bright lights. So tell me, do you think Stefanski finally wakes up before it's too late? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, subscribe, and share this video with every Browns fan you know. Because the Shedeur Sanders era might be closer than anyone thinks. See you on the next one.